Okay, plan today, walk from home to launch at Bo Peep and then try and fly back home. So around about a 7-kilometre walk to launch, about halfway now. Not going to take too long actually, should be there around about 10 o'clock. Thermals probably won't kick off for a little bit later, so maybe a little bit of time soaring and then hopefully catch a thermal or two and fly back home. Yeah, this was actually my second flight of the day. First flight did okay, got up quite high, around about 2,000 feet or so. Went out towards Arlington reservoir with Ash and Ghandi and a few others. They managed to stay up, but I bombed out just short of the reservoir. So landed out there, managed to get a lift back with Chris, so really appreciated that from him. Back to launch and had another go, and as you can see, the sky's looking pretty good, much better than it was when I was walking to launch earlier in the day. Yeah, I'm actually training at the moment, trying to get some fitness training in for the Dragon Hike and Fly competition that's taking place in the Brecon Beacons in Wales at the start of May. I think it's the 10th and 11th of May. So quite keen at the moment to get as much walking and hiking in as possible. So managed to do a little bit in Wales previously in the week, and took this opportunity to walk from home to the Bo Peep launch, which is about 7.5 kilometres. Took us just short of an hour and a half, so I was quite pleased with that. It was a good way to start the day. Yeah, on my previous flight earlier in the day, I'd got some good climbs from this area here between the car park and the official launch area at Bo Peep. So stuck with that area there, and it was working quite nicely. I think earlier in the day got to around about 2,000 feet, and later in the day on this flight, I think I peaked at around about 2,900 feet. So got some good height there. Thermals were quite punchy. At one point, I think I got around about 4 meters a second going up. So a little bit tricky to stay with, and took us by surprise every now and again. But got up quite nicely, got up nice and high, above quite a lot of the other guys that were flying there. So yeah, good position to be in. Once you got up high, it was relatively easy to sort of stay up there. You could see where the clouds were and where you needed to get to try and maintain that altitude. Yeah, the forecast didn't look particularly good for trying any long distance cross country from Bo Peep on this day, so made the decision to kind of fly locally, a bit more of a fun flight, try and sort of take in the sights, maybe pick up a few waypoints if possible, but ultimately try and fly back home. As I'd walk there, I didn't have a vehicle to get back, so it was either going to be a walk back or fly back. So tried to get back as close to home as possible. I'd not actually landed on the beach at Seaford before, so that was on my list of things to try and do. Yeah, as you can see, quite a few other pilots on the hill, a fair few low airtime pilots as well. I think some of them found it quite tricky in the thermic conditions, not being as soarable as they'd have perhaps wanted. So between the thermals, obviously quite a lot of sink, and some of the guys were heading down to the bottom landing field relatively quickly. Yeah, at this point I thought I'd fly west towards where the guys fly their model aircraft. There were none in the sky at this point, so decided to go over there, give that area a try and see if there was any thermals, and it worked quite nicely. seconds, going up nice. 1,600 feet. Almost at cloud base. Yeah, this was a pretty cool moment. Managed to see another wing in the sky just above me, and I'm pretty sure it was Chris who picked me up from Arlington an hour or so earlier and retrieved me back to launch so that I could fly again. So had a little fly around with him for a few minutes or so. So yeah, that was pretty cool getting some company in the sky. As you can see from the videos, really enjoying flying the Volt 4. It seems to suit my style of flying. Thermals quite nicely, keeps up with most of the other pilots there, so yeah, really happy with that. Seem to be able to throw it around a little bit. It's got quite a bit of agility, launches nicely, had no real problems on landing with it, so yeah, really pleased with this wing. Yeah, this was a really cool moment as well. Met up with my friend Will in the sky. We had some good times together up there, thermaling around together, and just generally having a good time and making the most of the scenery below us. Yeah, this was pretty much the moment I decided to go for it and start heading back towards home, back towards Seaford. Took this thermal pretty much to as far as I could do, around about 2,600, maybe 2,700 feet. So just below cloud base, but about as high as I could get, and clearly knew I had enough altitude there to get back home and maybe press on a little bit further towards the beach. Yeah, here I've got Newhaven just behind me, Newhaven Harbour in view, and the launch is on the top of the cliffs, or the paraglider launch is on the top of the cliffs next to the Coast Guard station up there, and then going to be flying towards Seaford with Bishopstone, where I live in between. Yeah, this is where I was deciding where to land. So it's my house just to the left there, top of the ridge line, about 3/4 of the way along to the right hand side. So there's a strip of land over the back of there, farmer's field, and some more grass on the top of the hill. So could do a top landing there, or further on beyond there, there's a field to the bottom near to where Martin Long lives, and landed there a couple of times previously. Again, quite a good option, but as I was moving on quite nicely, heading down towards the beach, it looked pretty inviting down there. So at this stage, made the decision to start flying towards the beach. A couple of landing options below here. So on the beach outside the sailing club, where it could pop in and get something to eat or drink, or also got the campsite there, but landed there previously. Can be a little bit tricky depending on the number of camper vans and tents on site. Yeah, as you can see, I was still at a really good altitude, still good 700 feet or so, decided to fly as far along the beach as I could, just into a slight headwind, wind coming off the sea a little bit as well, so it looked like it was going to be a relatively easy landing on the beach. Yeah, the beach at Seaford is predominantly all pebbles, not a lot of sand at all there unless the tide is right out, and it's kind of stepped on two levels, so the water only affects the lower level, and there's like an upper level where the water doesn't come up to, where the seawater doesn't come up to, so I knew that I could land pretty much anywhere on the top level. It's relatively wide all the way along, so quite a good place to come down. Yeah, a small collapse on the wing there just before coming into land, kind of a reminder to me to keep concentrating on the flying and not enjoy the scenery quite as much as I was. Yeah, again, not the longest flight I've ever done, but one of the most enjoyable, especially to be able to fly right over my home, fly down the beach, take in the scenery there, and yeah, just so enjoyable. So hopefully be doing a few more similar to this one. So the last task of this flight was to pick out the ice cream van and land as close as possible. Just by the ice cream van. Just landed on the beach at Seaford and got the ice cream van right behind us. Enjoyed it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching that as much as I did flying it, and as much as I enjoyed the ice cream at the end of it. And it just shows that some of the short flights are some of the sweetest.